Live from the Grenadian capital, this is the GBN television news. GBN covering you from the Grenadine Island chain to Brooklyn, New York via the World Wide Web on www.gbn.gd. The news headlines comes to you compliments Nexa Credit Union, with you wherever your road leads.
This is Network News for Monday, March 10, 2025. In the headlines, opposition not impressed by the 2025 budget, saying the presentation is late and flawed. Karaku's main cargo vessel, MV Dolly C, runs aground. Ultimate Soca champion returns to a hero's welcome. In a case which dates back to 2023, Emmanuel Williams convicted of manslaughter in Grenada's first homicide of that year. Further afield, more than 1,000 killed in clashes in coastal Syria, while EU Commission President Ursula von der Leyen marks 100 days in office in her second term. Plus, in the sports news, wins for Fountain, Monkrose Sally and Marley Liverer in Dennis Cornwall St. Patrick's Cricket Council T20 cricket tournament, while LQ Classic Junior Table Tennis Tournament hailed a success. Good evening, I'm Kenroy, Baptiste in the Grenadian capital. We'll bring you the details right after this message.
The first segment of the news comes to you compliments Soft Weave Bathroom Tissue.
Have you heard about the new Soft Weave bathroom tissue with total hygiene? As hygiene and safety have taken center stage, our bathroom tissue is now manufactured with 3 different technologies to offer the best protection for you and your family. UVC light technology for a safe and effective disinfection process, eliminating 99.9% of microorganisms. Also, production at high temperatures, killing all types of germs and bacteria. And it's pH controlled with delicate fibers to prevent irritation for even sensitive skin. Soft Weave Total Hygiene Bathroom Tissue, available in supermarkets and shops island-wide. Visit Soft Weave Caribbean Facebook or Instagram pages for more information.
Thanks for joining us. Newly appointed opposition leader Emmeline Pear has slammed the ruling administration's 2025 budget, calling out its lateness and what is perceived as a failure to address key areas. More in this report.
Opposition leader Emmeline Pear has described the 2025 budget, or estimates of revenue and expenditure, which was presented last Friday by Finance Minister Dennis Cornwall, as troubling and having a narrative woven with threads of incompetence.
Mr. Speaker, as we turn our attention to the 2025 budget that is before us today, I dare say it is a troubling picture. So, Speaker, never mind the nice words and all that has been said in the presentation last Friday. This budget is a narrative that has been woven with threads of incompetence, mismanagement, and self-interest. Mr. Speaker, this budget, which raises significant concerns about the stewardship of this country, must be dissected properly. Mr. Speaker, the mere fact that we are debating the 2025 budget almost at the end of the first quarter in 2025 is in itself a reflection of that incompetence that I spoke about.
In her response to the EC 1.9 billion estimates of revenue and expenditure on Monday, she said the budget, which is being debated approximately 3 months after the traditional period of November-December of the previous year, represents a wider reflection of the government's mismanagement of the country. Registering her strong opposition to the government's delay of the estimates, she said it is an unjustifiable delay because it's a matter of governance, efficiency, and national stability. Pierce said that by closely examining the allocations for government ministries and departments, it shows that the allocations and priorities outlined in the budget shows missed opportunities and squandered potential overshadowed by narrow interests.
Mr. Speaker, as we turn our attention to the 2025 budget that is before us today, I dare say it is a troubling picture. Mr. Speaker, never mind the nice words and all that has been said in the presentation last Friday. This budget is a narrative that has been woven with threads of incompetence, mismanagement, and self-interest. Mr. Speaker, this budget, which raises significant concerns about the stewardship of this country, must be dissected properly. Mr. Speaker, the mere fact that we are debating the 2025 budget almost at the end of the first quarter in 2025 is in itself a reflection of that incompetence that I spoke about.
Pointing that there is a need to examine the figures, she said that the government omitted public debt as part of its deficits.
Speaker, let us scrutinize. You see, it's not just about what the minister said, because you see, there's something that's more important than what he just said. It is what is in the budget document, Mr. Speaker. And it's not even just what's in the budget document, Mr. Speaker, it's the behavior of the administration, the posture of the administration. Put that together with the figures and what was presented, and you get the true picture. Don't just listen to what he said. So let us scrutinize the estimate of revenue and expenditure to assess the harsh economic reality we currently face as a nation. Mr. Speaker, the government projects total revenue of approximately $1.265 billion against a staggering total expenditure of $1.602 billion, resulting, Mr. Speaker, in a deficit of $337 million. Mr. Speaker, where are we heading with this deficit, Mr. Speaker? We have moved from previous surpluses to a daunting deficit of $337 million. And it really doesn't matter, Mr. Speaker, how the PR representatives of this government explains a deficit. A deficit is what it is, a deficit.
Amen. Pierce said that based on the current trajectory, the government, by the end of 2025, will increase public debt by $1 billion. The $1 billion will be inclusive of the EC $8.2 million being sought to fund the 2025 budget loan authorization bill. Joseph Kador, GBN News.
Speaking immediately following the presentation by opposition leader Emmeline Pear, Agriculture and Lands Minister Lennox Andrews questioned her opinion on the deficit outlined in her presentation, describing the $1.9 billion budget presented by Finance Minister Dennis Cornwall as one of great expectations. Andrews said it's clear to him better days are coming for the country, and the presentation by Pear is misleading.
I ask this question. Which deficit are you referring to? Because there are many deficits, Mr. Speaker. There are many deficits. You have current account deficit. You have primary deficit. You have overall deficit. And there are more. So when you mention deficit, you must be clear and indicate which deficit you're referring to. This government, Mr. Mr. Speaker, did not present a budgeted deficit to this House. It presented a current account surplus budget. And it is here, Mr. Speaker. It is here. You go to the document on page 12. Read it. Yes. It says, Mr. Speaker, the overall budget summary is as follows. I don't want to point out this one. Current account surplus. Current account surplus. Keyword surplus. Of 86.5 million.
Reading directly from the budget statement, Andrews said the government has a current account surplus of $86.5 million and it is acceptable to present a deficit budget.
It is quite acceptable to present to this House a deficit budget, but not a current account deficit budget. And if you look back, this House has been presenting overall deficit, Mr. Speaker. Overall deficit budget for the past 20 years. Look back and you will see it. You think, Mr. Speaker, you think I, as an economist, worked in the Ministry of Finance for years, worked at the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank for years, as a country economist for greater than Montserrat. You think I will allow this government to present to this House a current account budget deficit? Never!
Other news, efforts are ongoing to pump water from the MV Dolly Sea, which ran aground on a reef near Point Celine on Saturday night. Here's what we can tell you. The vessel was returning home from Trinidad and Tobago, where it had been dry docked for over a month for repairs. The vessel, which was impacted by Hurricane Beryl, had just undergone repairs and was returning to its base in Carriacou when the incident occurred. Grenada Coast Guard and personnel from Grenada Ports Authority were informed of the incident and a response team was dispatched to assess the situation. Reports indicate that there was no immediate threat to life as the crew on board was safe. However, videos circulating on social media show parts of the vessel submerged in water, confirming that the boat has been taken in water. To keep it afloat, the operators are receiving assistance with pumping the water while making plans for securing the vessel and carrying out necessary repairs. For over 7 years, the MV Dolly Sea has provided an essential service transporting passengers and cargo to and from Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Authorities continue to monitor the situation as efforts to stabilize MV Dolly Sea progress. Well, Grenada was in full celebration mode on Sunday as the ultimate soca champion Kenroy Blackadan Ogis returned home. He shared his journey, one marked by determination and resilience beyond his recent success. My colleague Nisha Paul tells us more.
Blackadan was greeted by an overwhelming welcome when he landed at Maurice Bishop International Airport Sunday morning. Government officials, cultural ambassadors, and scores of supporters gathered to celebrate his incredible achievement. Among those present were Acting Prime Minister Andy Williams, Culture Minister Adrian Thomas, and officials from the Spice Mass Corporation, all eager to honor Blackadan's victory as a defining moment for Grenadian music.
To see our artists stand alongside the best in Trinidad and Tobago, showcasing the energy, the talent, and creativity is a testament to the growth and influence of Grenadian soca.
The festivities continued with a motorcade that paraded through communities with a special stop at Marigot St. John, Blackadan's hometown. His homecoming was more than just about the celebrations. It reflected Grenadian pride in his success on the world stage. For Blackadan, the road to victory hasn't been without its struggles, but noted that the challenges only motivated him to push harder.
The more hardship you face, the stronger you become, So weightlifting must tear your muscles before you actually start to build. So sometimes I don't hold anybody to not supporting me in the initial place, because probably that is what I needed to motivate me to be where I am now. So I look at it from a positive thing. I don't dwell on that, Don't make excuses to say people didn't look out for me or people didn't want. I would say that made me fight even harder, or that made me persevere more to make sure that you like me now.
As he looks ahead, Blackadan is focused on taking his music to even more international stages, where he plans to continue representing Grenada with pride. He will also be busy preparing for the upcoming carnival season. Blackadan's story is one of perseverance, passion, and unrelenting ambition. From an underdog to an international champion, his victory proves that success is possible against all odds. Sunday's event also celebrated the accomplishments of Shaquan Olive and Shondell Dash Amada, who were finalists in the junior and senior categories of the competition, respectively. Reporting for GBN News, Nisha Paul.
Blackadan's triumph as the first ever Ultimate Soca champion has sent waves of excitement across Grenada. Mind you, shock too. Following, fellow artists joined members of the public and government officials to celebrate his historic feat, hailing it as a proud moment for the island's music industry. As the celebrations continue, many are reflecting on what this victory means for Grenadian soca on the global stage.
Born in Marigot in St. John, and he big us up, and we're happy.
We have for a long time, especially Guelph, the heart of St. John, has produced Grenada's best around the world. And I think what Blackadan was able to do in Trinidad and Tobago really and truly put the icing on the cake for us.
I know it was a rough year for him during Spice Mass all up to Trinidad Soca Monarch, and he just captured the title with an ease.
Hats off to Blacka and his team, they work very hard, and you can see that Blacka really put in the work.
When I saw the performance, before the result even come out, I told all my friends in Guelph, I told them Blackadan win.
I saw a different Blackadan in Trinidad, a gentleman that has elevated to the top of his game, and he put on a fantastic performance.
I flew from Carrickwood to Grenada just to celebrate with my boy.
Kudos to Blackadan. That's the second Grenadian that bring home the crown.
It's a blessing for me. It's a blessing for every Grenadian, no matter where you are in the world today. I know you'll be feeling good.
Big up to Blackadan, big up to Shaquan, big up to myself. We went to there and represent our island, represent our brand. And the word for today is gratitude. We had a nice motorcade acknowledging the greatness of Blackadan, winning the first ever Ultimate. Remember, there's only one first. There's only one first. After that, there's anything after that is second. So, big up for that. And we give thanks for that. We just love and appreciation.
Shondell Dash talking there. Still to come in network news, the man accused of Grenada's first homicide back in 2023 found guilty of manslaughter. Back in a moment.
Take charge of your financial journey by switching to an Own Your Own loan at Ariza Credit Union. Ariza's Own Your Own loan is as unique as you are because we know one size fits all does not fit you. With Own Your Own loan, you get unmatched benefits including lower interest rates, flexible repayment options, discounted loan and legal fees, and savings from hardware suppliers. Tailor-made options that put you in control. Switch now and step into the life you were always meant to live with Ariza's Own Your Own loan. Ariza Credit Union. Your financial freedom, your future. Call us today at 440-1759 or visit our website at arizacu.com.
GRENLEC Community Partnership Initiative.
Rachel would like to give a huge thank you to GRENLEC for funding our Positive Energy Program. Our Positive Energy Program, also known as PEP, is a community-wide initiative aimed at supporting the well-being of young people. Our Positive Energy Program will be a series of fun stress reduction activities aimed to teach children tools and skills to understand their emotions and communicate better.
GRENLEC, energizing our community.
Building or renovating your home or business? Why not use clean, renewable energy? Install solar panels to power your home and office and see your energy costs go down and your savings go up. Using renewable solar-powered energy protects our environment, reduces our carbon footprint, and slows the devastating impact of climate change. Republic Bank can help to finance construction and renovations that make use of renewable energy. Visit any Republic Bank branch and ask about renewable energy financing options today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Paying is faster and easier with Flow FastPay. Use your MasterCard or Visa and pay from anywhere. Log on to discoverflow.co/fastpay and press Consumer. Select your country and enter your account number. Enter the amount to be paid and an email address. Enter your credit card information. You'll receive a payment confirmation with the transaction details, along with a receipt to your email address. It's fast, safe, and easy. Flow, keeping you connected.
How am I supposed to finish cooking like this? I wonder if climate change is behind all these water shortages. Time to think about the future. It's really time to invest in a proper water storage tank, you know. What water tanks you guys have available?
We have 450 gallons for a family of 3, 800 gallons for a family of 5, and 1,000 gallons for a family of 7. Purchasing any of these tanks will ensure that you have enough water stored.
Don't be like me and wait until you're out of water. Be smart. Be prepared. Invest in a proper water storage tank today.
Indulge your senses at Peculiar Body Concept Skincare and Spa Services, where every visit is a journey to rejuvenation. Whether it's waxing, a customized facial, or a relaxing massage, our team is dedicated to making you look and feel your best. Step into your serene oasis and escape the everyday hustle. Enjoy personalized treatment tailored just for you because you deserve it. Relax, refresh, and release your inner glow. We also offer training and skin consultation. Book your appointment today and discover your true beauty at Peculiar Beauty Concept, Skincare and Spa Service, where relaxation meets elegance. Visit us online or call 538-1533.
Don't call me small, I'm dreaming big, I'm gonna have it all. ACB's me, start, manage, expand. Taking on all my competition, got the whole bank's attention. ACB, best financial solution. My business has a good reputation.
Ready for success? Call us at 444-4919 or visit us at acbonline.com to learn more.
ACB's me.
Start, manage, expand your business today.
Grenada, the moment you've been waiting for has arrived. The Spice Mass Corporation presents The Unveiling, where elegance meets excitement in a night of beauty, artistry, and anticipation. On March 14th at 8 p.m., the Trade Center Annex transforms into a spectacle of grace and grandeur as 7 remarkable contestants are revealed, each vying for the coveted title of National National Carnival Queen 2025. Indulge in an evening of live music, captivating performances, and pure enchantment. Dress to impress. Formal, fiery, bold, fearless. Enjoy complimentary wine on arrival as you immerse yourself in the magic. Tickets are $100, food inclusive. Available now at Go to Fet, Grenadian Optical, Town and Grand Anne's, and Gittins Pharmacy, Grand Anne's. The Unveiling, March 14th at 8 p.m. A night of elegance, a moment in history. Will you be there?
GBN leads, the others follow. This segment is brought to you by Republic Bank.
Building or renovating your home or business? Why not use clean, renewable energy? Install solar panels to power your home and office and see your energy costs go down and your savings go up. Using renewable solar-powered energy protects our environment, reduces our carbon footprint, and slows the devastating impact of climate change. Republic Bank can help to finance construction and renovations that make use of renewable energy. Visit any Republic Bank branch and ask about renewable energy financing options today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Welcome back to Network News. Now, this story. Teachers of Calise Government School took to the streets on Monday morning to protest the excessive dust in the area, which according to them is affecting their ability to conduct classes. A group of educators was positioned at the Calise Junction, hoping that a promise made to them is fulfilled. The educators said the discomfort in the classrooms has resurfaced due to the dry season, making it unbearable for them to conduct their duties. Sources told GBN that agreements were reached for air-conditioned units to be installed at the institution a year ago, but that such has not happened to date. GBN caught up with Minister for Education, Senator David Andrew, outside Parliament on Monday. When asked about how the situation will be addressed, the minister said, and I quote, "I am surprised at the protest action taken by the teachers. All the necessary groundwork has already taken place, and someone has been contracted for the installation of air-conditioned units, expected to start by Wednesday of this week," unquote. Health Minister Philip Telesford has announced that Lucia Livingston-Andal will be chairing the board mandated to convert Grenada's 3 state-owned hospitals into a statutory body. While contributing to the 2025 budget debate, Minister Telesford told Parliament that Cabinet recently decided to go ahead with the statutorization, and the board will commence its work on April 1.
Mr. Speaker, we are happy to announce that the Ministry of Health has received Cabinet's approval to proceed with the statutorization of the 3 state-owned hospitals. Mr. Speaker, this initiative is designed to assist in arresting some of the problems identified earlier, cut through some of the unnecessary bureaucracy, and set the platform for greater accountability and efficiency throughout the entire system. To this end, Mr. Speaker, a statutorization transition board has been identified and the terms of reference developed.
The Hospital Service Act provides for establishing a board of directors. Though Minister Telesford did not completely name the members, he confirmed that they will be providing guidance for the transition.
Mr. Speaker, the transition board will be led by a well-known and well-experienced transformation leader, our own Lucia Livingston-Andel, and a cross-section of well-seasoned professionals. We expect that the transition board will commence activities from the 1st of April 2025. Mr. Speaker, we understand that statutorization by itself is not the answer to all our healthcare challenges, but helps to set the platform for the transformation of the system.
This story to report: the body of a 46-year-old male identified as a citizen of the United States was retrieved from the Concord waterfall in St. John on Saturday. According to the Royal Grenada Police Force, on Friday, March 7, officers were dispatched to the falls following a report of a missing tourist. Upon arrival, it was revealed that a U.S. national of Asian descent went swimming with a group of people. However, he was not among the returning group, and his belongings remained at the site. Despite extensive searches, he was not found. On Saturday, an expanded search of the water was conducted, and a diver recovered the motionless body of a male, matching the description of the missing man. Up to news time, the victim was only identified as a 46-year-old American. An autopsy is pending to determine the cause of death. Police investigations are ongoing in this matter. Next, in network news, a new entity to replace the Marketing and National Importing Board. We'll be right back.
Mobility, a common theme woven into the very fabric of human history. From ancient wanderers to modern explorers, our instinct to move, to seek something greater, and to grow has always driven us forward. Imagine a journey into pathways of boundless opportunities and endless possibilities. A collective future where the vibrant rhythms of the Caribbean, rich culture, and welcoming community create unforgettable experiences. Beyond citizenship by investment, we believe in our collective investment of time, resources, and energy that fosters innovation, creates jobs, and enriches lives, driving the growth of an entire nation. The Investment Migration Agency Grenada boasts over a decade of exceptional service and remains committed to guiding you toward global mobility and economic freedom through investment. Your journey becomes our shared story of progress and prosperity. This is an invitation to be part of something greater, something enduring. Begin your journey at imagrenada.gd. IMA Grenada. Unlock the possibilities.
In a world driven by digital innovation, our future is defined by connectivity and communication, shaping how we learn, work, and interact. But what safeguards our digital rights? The Electronic Communications or EC Bill will. The EC Bill ensures rights such as improved quality of service, data privacy and security, support for universal service and access, and complaint resolution are protected, with a tribunal to resolve disputes. This is consumer protection. The EC Bill also ensures a competitive environment for electronic communications companies to enter the market. There are many other benefits of the EC Bill. ECTEL is paving the way for a fair, secure, and inclusive digital society for our contracting states.
ECTEL and the NTRCs, digitally transforming our space together.
Grenada. It's time to feel the adrenaline and crown national champions. The Horizon National Championship 2025 is expected to be bigger, faster, and more thrilling than ever. Mark your calendars for March 15th and 16th at the Karani James Athletic Stadium. The nation's best athletes will battle for glory in electrifying races, soaring jumps, and powerful throws. Admission, finish line $30, main stand $20, bleachers $10. Speed, strength, and heart-stopping finishes. It's all happening from 11 a.m. daily. Be there to witness future Grenadian stars. Get your tickets now at Grenadian Optical, Melville Street, St. George, and Spiceland Mall Grand Anse, and GoToFed.com.
No frills, just great prices, only at Courts. We don't just talk about it, we got it. Shop and save big on appliances, furniture, electronics, and so much more. Great deals on mattresses, plus free gift with purchase of selected Ashley items. Plus, with Ready Finance, get it now, pay later. No fine print and no tricks, only at Courts. Bringing value home. Special conditions apply. Offer runs from 25th February to 24th March 2025.
Yeah, fully 1 week. Nah, telling you. You them boss dragon. Hello. You see that? About 10 let them make order man. Me a 38 but you man 92. Yeah. You need the number 1 run man. That is it. No what? Nice. Yeah. Number 1. Ah, yeah, me too.
Whether sipped neat, mixed into a classic cocktail, or savored on the rocks, our rum delivers a taste that captivates and satisfies. Choose greatness. Choose Classcoat, the number 1 rum. Produced by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
This is GBN. We've got the means, the power, and the medium. This segment is brought to you by Flow.
Paying is faster and easier with Flow FastPay. Use your MasterCard or Visa and pay from anywhere. Log on to discoverflow.co/fastpay and press consumer. Select your country and enter your account number. Enter the amount to be paid and an email address. Enter your credit card information. You'll receive a payment confirmation with the transaction details, along with a receipt to your email address. It's fast, safe, and easy. Flow, keeping you connected.
Emmanuel Williams, who was initially charged with non-capital murder in connection with Grenada's first homicide of 2023, has been found guilty of the lesser offense of manslaughter by a 12-member jury. On Monday, a unanimous non-guilty verdict was returned for the murder charge at the end of his 3-week trial before Justice Paula Guilford, but the jury found him culpable of manslaughter following deliberations. The rest of the details in this Nisha Paul report.
60-year-old Emmanuel Williams, who has been on remand for just over 2 years, was charged with causing the death of 35-year-old Curleen Peterkin of Mount Rush, St. George. The fatal incident occurred in the early morning hours of March 2nd, 2023, stemming from an altercation involving Williams and 2 other men. Justice Paula Guilford has set April 16th as the date for sentencing. Williams, who faces a maximum penalty of 30 years imprisonment, was represented in the matter by attorney George Prime, who argued self-defense as part of his client's mitigation in the matter, alluding to several inconsistencies provided by witnesses for the prosecution in the case against his client.
Difficulty we have with these type of cases, if you listen to the defendant on his own statement, you would not hear that he raised the defense of accident. You would not hear he raised the defense of provocation. You would not hear he raised the defense of self-defense. These are issues that arose from the evidence. In other words, when he gave his unsworn statement, as well as his record of interview, those particular, if you like, versions of events raise those defenses in law. Because I say all the time, and I mention to the members of you, not every time an assailant kills somebody is murder. Murder has, in law, recognizes defenses. For example, manslaughter is a lesser offense. But had the jury, and that is my view, had the jury accepted the plea of self-defense, he would have been acquitted completely. Because self-defense is a complete defense to a crime of murder.
So are you saying Prime also alluded to the prospects of an appeal in this case?
But one are waiting for the sentencing, and appealing is not a knee-jerk reaction. I must now examine, if you like, the summation by the judge, and appeals are based on law, not based on facts. Very rarely a defense counsel is going to say I appeal on facts.
Ahead of sentencing, all relevant reports, including a social inquiry report and a psychiatric evaluation, are to be filed and served on or before April 2nd. Reporting for GBN News, Nisha Paul.
All right, let's talk this story at this time. The government has launched a new company to replace the Marketing and National Importing Board, which was dissolved nearly 2 years ago. More in this report.
Nearly 2 years after deciding to dissolve the cash-strapped Marketing and National Importing Board, MNIB, the government has officially established a new company to take its place. The move aims to create a more sustainable organization through a public-private partnership. Minister for Finance Dennis Cornwall made the announcement on Friday during the presentation of the 2025 National Budget in Parliament.
To this end, a new company, Import Export Agromat Limited, has been established to replace the MNIB. The legal and financial experts are developing a prospectus and legal arrangements to engage a suitable strategic partner and have new entity up and running before the end of the third quarter of 2025.
Following the dissolution of MNIB, more than 94 employees from its 3 locations, Yonge Street, St. George, Sutter, St. Patrick, and Carriacou, was severed. However, the packing house at River Road remained operational in 2023 to support farmers. The government paid out all severance benefits and assured affected workers that they would be given priority for employment within the restructured entity. Minister Cornwall noted that while his administration has been diligently working on reconstructing MNIB, the process has faced several challenges leading to the decision to establish a new entity.
Mr. Speaker, we have taken decisive steps to address the long-standing financial mismanagement and inefficiencies plagued by the Marketing and National Importing Board. To stop the organization's financial and operational decline, we scaled down all operations and assumed all debt, creating a foundation for meaningful restructuring. However, the restructuring process has faced delays due to the absence of years and audited financial statement, complicated valuation, and due diligence efforts. Despite the challenges, government remains committed to transparency and accountability in this transition. The engagement of a strategic partner is key to building a modern, efficient, and sustainable entity that will better serve farmers, agro-processors, and the broader economy.
Rena Pett Thomas, GBN News.
It was a day to acknowledge, compliment, and accelerate women's accomplishment in society. This year, the occasion was observed under the tag Empowering Change, Accelerating Action for Gender Equality. Christina John has more on the messages from International Women's Day, celebrated on Saturday.
Despite the significant strides made in addressing gender equality over the years, gender-based violence continues to be a major concern in Grenada, necessitating stronger legal enforcement, expanded survivor support services, and cultural shifts. That's according to Minister for Social and Community Development, Senator Gloria Thomas, as she delivered an address in observance of International Women's Day.
Women's participation in leadership
and decision-making, while growing, still faces barriers from entrenched gender biases. Social protection mechanisms must be further strengthened to address economic vulnerabilities that disproportionately affect women. Data collection and monitoring systems must be improved to measure gender equality outcomes more effectively.
The Social Development Minister indicated that Grenada's national report of the Beijing Plus 30 highlighted some of the key areas of progress.
Gender-responsive budgeting is now a fundamental part of national fiscal policy, ensuring that economic decisions reflect the needs of women, men, and vulnerable groups. Expanding Women's Economic Empowerment Initiative, including financial literacy programs, entrepreneurship support, and access to credit for women-led businesses. Enhance access to education for girls, with a growing number of women entering STEM fields.
Senator Thomas said this year's International Women's Day was a catalyst for action, as over the next 10 months, a nationwide campaign will be implemented to accelerate gender-responsive change.
Our key focus areas will include scaling up economic empowerment programs to close the gender wage gap and support women entrepreneurs. Enhancing community outreach programs to raise awareness and challenge societal norms and attitudes towards gender-based violence. Expanding gender-sensitive policies, closing gaps in legal frameworks, and ensuring their effective enforcement.
The sentiments were also echoed by opposition leader Emmeline Pear, who made her maiden budget debate rebuttal in Parliament earlier today. Mrs. Pear called for renewed efforts to advance gender equality and a strengthening of women's participation in the political landscape.
As we conclude and as the world conclude the celebration of International Women's Day, I emphasize the impact that they have on the world. Because you see, Mr. Speaker, under the new National Party's administration, Grenada gained international recognition, ranking as high as 6th in the world for women's representation in Parliament. Mr. Speaker, this is an achievement that is unmatched in the region, except for Cuba, which ranked 2nd. Mr. Speaker, after the 2022 general elections, Grenada fell to 64th in the world. I therefore called, Mr. Speaker, this morning for renewed efforts to advance gender equality and to strengthen women's participation in political representation in this country.
Christina John, GBN News.
We'll be back to report the sports news. Please stay with us.
When you need your prescription filled or you require non-prescribed medication, supplements, or all your personal needs, visit Gittins Healthcare at locations on Wall Street, Grand Anse, Victoria Street, Grenville, and Central Deputy Street, Wharf. Gittins Healthcare aims to provide an exceptional personalized pharmacy experience. Additionally, children under 5 and adults 55 years and over will enjoy 10% discount on purchases of $20 and over on prescription medication. Stop settling for less. Visit Gittins Healthcare, where your health is our priority.
Level of convenience and comfort awaits you when you shop at Rise and Shine Supermarket and Hardware Supplies, Griffin Lane, Grenville. Convenient, because we are open Sunday to Sunday. We're even at your service on public holidays. Comfort, because we are easily accessible to the physically challenged. Free Wi-Fi is available while you shop, and bags come at no charge. Everyday low prices and excellent customer care. Adequate parking available. We supply everything you can possibly think of. Family and home supplies, fresh meat, vegetables, and personal care products. All brands of cooking gas at affordable prices. You can send in your order, have it pulled, or pick up express.
Good evening, sporting fans. Officials have hailed the LQ Classic Junior Table Tennis Tournament a tremendous success. The event took place over the weekend. Just under 50 players from St. Vincent, Dominica, St. Lucia and host country Grenada participated. Senior coach of the Ministry of Sports, Jason Stanislaus, cites the tournament as a learning curve for the junior players.
The top players from St. Lucia and also from St. Vincent. Unfortunately, she was unable to advance beyond the semi-finals in the girls under 19 category. But all in all, I think we did very well. Our top male under 19 player, which was Cornell Walker, he had basically played well throughout the team event. However, in the singles, as you know, table tennis is a game of mental and physical features, and it's more mental and physical. And I think he had a mental breakdown in the individual event, and hence the reason why he did not advance beyond the quarterfinal. We had young Johnny Mack from the St. John's Table Tennis Club, and he did well. He made the finals of the under 15 boys category. I think he had a chance. However, based on some inconsistency and understanding the variations of the different aspects of the game in regards to the serve and the spin, I think he fell short in that area, and as a result, he came up short in the finals, losing 3-1 to Malachi Macaulay Hazelwood.
Cricket fans witnessed an exhilarating weekend of T20 cricket action in the Dennis Cornwall St. Patrick's Cricket Council T20 cricket tournament, with Fountain, Montrose Sally and Marley Livera securing commanding victories in their respective matchups. In an electrifying match at the River Sally playing field on March 8, Fountain put on a batting masterclass, posting an impressive 237 for 5 in their 20 overs. Dante Alexander was the standard performer, smashing an unbeaten 58 off 25 balls, while Neon Noel provided a crucial contribution, 49 off 27 balls. Revenge, in response, struggled to keep up with the required rate and were bowled out for 151 in 18 overs. Despite a valiant effort, 44 off 20 balls by Amari Douglas, the Fountain bowlers proved too strong. Crispin Phillip led the attack with 3 wickets for 30 runs, while Dante Alexander and Aaron Phillip claimed 2 wickets each. Man of the match was awarded to Dante Alexander. In Game 2 on Saturday, Montrose Sally put on a dominant display, amassing 225 for 5 in their 20 overs. Craig Williams' explosive 58 off 33 balls and Aaron Matthews' 55 off 41 balls ensured a massive total. Conference youth faltered in their chase, collapsing for just 81 in 15 overs. Kimo George delivered a stellar bowling performance, claiming 5 wickets for 30 runs, completely dismantling the batting lineup. George was named the man of the match. Marley Livera secured a crushing 9-wicket victory over Redmond Seniors. The final match of the weekend, played on Sunday, March 9, saw Marley Livera dominate Redmond Seniors, like I mentioned, with a comprehensive 9-wicket win at the River Sally playing field. After winning the toss and electing to bat, Redmond Seniors posted 150 for 7 in 20 overs. Deshaun Andrew top scored with 31 off 29 balls, while Jimmy Narain chipped in with 31 off 19 balls. Nyron Belfon was the pick of the bowlers for Marley Livera, taking 3 wickets for 23 runs. Marley Livera's chase was nothing short of spectacular, as Michael Joseph played a breathtaking innings, smashing 111 off just 32 balls. His explosive knock, featuring 14 sixes, guided his team to 152 for 1 in just 8.4 overs. He was awarded man of the match. Last weekend's matches marked the end of the group stage of matches for Zone A. After the final tallies, Redmud and Montrose Sally will advance to the semi-final round of competition.
Our T20 championships are currently in progress. We have some 11 teams that are playing in this St. Patrick's T20 Knockout Championships. Currently, we are in the semi-final stage for one of the zones. The other zone, we're going to get to the semi-final stage in the next weekend. Of course, we had rain affected some matches in that zone. So far, we have seen very good performances throughout the tournament. We have seen very good support from the general public as well, I must mention, and again support from the parliamentary rep in terms of his financial contributions. So far in Zone A, we have seen the Redmud Junior team. Redmud has filled 2 teams in this tournament. The Redmud Junior team has qualified for the semi-finals, along with River Sally Montrose combined. They have qualified. In the other zone, we still open for qualification. There are still 2 rounds of matches to be played. So far, we have one team, Marley Livera, that is unbeaten so far, and there are about 3 teams who would have won similar number of matches. And so next weekend, we'll be in a better position to determine the semi-finalists in the other zone. But as I said before, we have
Norman Gilbert, President of St. Patrick's Cricket Council, ending the sports news. More than 1,000 killed in clashes in coastal Syria, while EU Commission President Ursula von der Leyen marks 100 days in office in her second term. These stories and more in our probe around the globe.
More than 1,000 people were killed as violent clashes erupted between Syrian security forces and loyalists of ousted longtime President Bashar al-Assad. The Syrian Observatory for Human Rights, a UK-based war monitor, added that the clashes marked one of the deadliest acts of violence in over a decade. Clashes erupted between Assad supporters and forces of the new interim Syrian government on Thursday in the country's western coastal regions. Assad enjoyed the support of Alawites for decades, who were predominantly based in the coastal areas in cities like Latakia. On Friday, Sunni Muslim gunmen launched retaliatory revenge killings against members of Assad's minority Alawite sect. Hundreds were killed as gunmen reportedly opened indiscriminate fire at homes in Alawite regions, looted and set them ablaze. The incident marks a major blow to the Hayat Tahrir al-Sham group, who toppled Assad in early December in a surprise rebellion. The international community has called on all parties to exercise restraint and respect the rights of all Syrians, regardless of personal and religious beliefs.
European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen has said there was no reason to de-risk Europe's decades-old relationship with the US in the face of current geopolitical differences. Von der Leyen was speaking in a briefing to mark 100 days of her second term as EU Commission President. She insisted that the US remained an ally.
In the face of adversity, the US and Europe have always been stronger together. And yes, there are differences, but we might have different views on some topics, but if you look at the common interests that we have, they always outweigh our differences. So I think it's important that we work together. We will have our differences. We have to sort them out, but we will have to find common avenues.
Von der Leyen said her commission will start to hold regular security meetings to review the various potential threats facing the bloc in areas like defense and energy.
In and outbound traffic at Germany's Hamburg airport came to a halt in a surprise strike on Sunday. It came a day before trade union Verdi called for nationwide strikes at major German airports. Out of the 144 arrivals and 139 departures originally planned at Hamburg Airport, only 10 flights weren't cancelled in the morning.
Ich frage mich, warum so? Weil es hieß ja eigentlich, morgen sollte ein großer Streik sein und warum das jetzt heute ist.
Ein Streik muss wirksam sein und deswegen haben wir hier kurzfristig aufgerufen. Das ist natürlich eine Belastung für die Passagiere, das wissen die Kollegen auch. Sie haben aber dennoch, dem Streikaufruf sind sie dennoch zu 100% gefolgt.
The German union had called on employees in the aviation security sector to strike for a full day on Monday. In a statement, Verdi said the warning strikes are necessary to improve working conditions and achieve better wages.
Greenland is preparing to hold general elections on Tuesday, March 11, amid renewed geopolitical tensions over the Arctic island. The election campaign is expected to revolve around the island's independence aspirations and relations with Denmark and the US, and the polls are projected to reshuffle the country's parliament. US President Donald Trump's interest in purchasing the island has spurred Denmark to accelerate efforts to mend the fractured ties. Greenland is the world's biggest island with around 60,000 people. The island, a former colony of Denmark, became a formal territory of the Nordic Kingdom in 1953 and is subject to the Danish constitution. If the island became independent, it could choose to become associated with the US without becoming US territory. When Trump offered to buy Greenland in 2019, Danish Prime Minister Mette Frederiksen rejected the idea and called it absurd.
A reminder of the headlines in a moment. A reminder of the headlines. Opposition not impressed by the 2025 budget, saying the presentation is late and flawed. Karaku's main cargo vessel, MV Dolly C, runs aground. Ultimate Soca champion returns to a hero's welcome. In a case which dates back to 2023, Emmanuel Williams convicted of manslaughter in Grenada's first homicide of that year. Further afield, more than 1,000 killed in clashes in coastal Syria, while EU Commission President Ursula von der Leyen marks 100 days in office in her second term. Plus in the sports news, wins for Fountain, Montrose Sally and Marley Livera in Dennis Cornwall St. Patrick's Cricket Council T20 cricket tournament, while LQ Classic Junior Table Tennis Tournament hailed a success. I'm Kenroy, Baptiste. That's all from us in the newsroom for the moment. Stay with the network beyond the headlines. Up next from 8:30. Goodbye.